3/4 plus 1/6. When you're adding fractions, the first thing you want to do is write them vertically. 3/4 plus 1/6. If the denominators are the same, you can just add the numerators and the whole numbers. If not, you have to find the LCM, the least common multiple. The way that I do that is I make myself an M, and I use the denominators. Here are my denominators. I took these numbers from my denominators. Now I'm going to find multiples of 4. I'm just going to start with the first 4 or 5 multiples. 4, 8, 12, 16. Then I find the first 4 or 5 multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. At this point I can see that 12 is the first common multiple. That means it's the smallest common multiple. That is going to be my new denominator. I'm going to take this number and put it into my denominator. So I wrote them vertically. I found the LCM. Now I am going to make equivalent fractions. The way that you do that is you ask yourself, how many times does 4 go into 12? And if you're having trouble, you can look at your multiples list. 4 goes into 12 1, 2, 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. 3/4 and 9/12 are equivalent fractions. Now I come to 1/6. 6 goes into 12 1, 2 times. 6 times 2 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. Whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. If you multiply the denominator by 2, you multiply the numerator by 2. That's what makes these equivalent fractions. So now I'm looking at 9/12 plus 2/12. My denominators are the same. So I wrote vertically, I found my LCM, I made equivalent fractions, and now I add the numerators together and the whole numbers together, but not the denominators. Numerator, I add 9 plus 2, I get 11. I don't add the denominators, I just bring the denominator down. Finally, you simplify. You find the greatest common factor and you divide. This fraction doesn't need simplification. It's in its simplest form. Let's try another one. One and 1/3 plus 1/5. Here we have a mixed number. We're still adding, so we write them vertically. 1 and 1/3 plus 1/5. Write vertically, find your LCM. The denominators are not the same, so I'm going to find the least common multiple. I make my M, 3, 5, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I notice that 15 is the smallest number that is the same. So this is my common denominator. Found my LCM. Now I'm going to make equivalent fractions. 3 goes into 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 3 times 5 is 15. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 1 times 5 is 5. 1/3 is equivalent to 5/15. 5 goes into 15. 1, 2, 3 times. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I add my numerators. 5 plus 3 is 8. I do not add my denominators. And I add my whole numbers. I only have one whole number, so I bring it down. This fraction also does not require any simplifying. Let's try one more. 3/4 plus 1/2. Write my fractions vertically. 3/4 plus 1/2. I find my least common multiple. I put my denominators here and I find the multiples. 4, 8, 12, 2, 4, 6. 4 is my least common multiple. Four goes into 4 one time. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 goes into 4. 1, 2, 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. I add my numerators. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5/4. In this case, my numerator is larger than my denominator. So this is an improper fraction. I must simplify it. I'm going to divide bottom into top, denominator into numerator. 5 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 one time. 4 times 1 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. That's 1 and 1/4. 1 and 1/4. Remember, write your fractions vertically, find your least common multiple, make equivalent fractions, add the numerators together, add the whole numbers together, but not the denominators. Then simplify.